Hello everyone. The Dvar Torah that I'm about to share should be in the Zchus of Refuah Sheleima for Shira bas Devorah Leah, for a member of our community who's in need of a Refuah Sheleima. Mirza Hashem should grant her the refuah that she needs very, very soon. In this week's Parshas, in Parshas Yisro, we read about arguably the most critical, the most fundamental, the most important event in the history and in the destiny of the Jewish people. We read about the giving of the Torah. And if I were to ask you, the Parsha containing such a pivotal, critical moment in the history of our people, what should the name of such a Parsha be? Maybe I would have said, name the Parsha Asaras HaDibros, name the Parsha Har Sinai, name the Parsha having something to do with this critical moment of us getting the Torah at Har Sinai. Yeah, what is the name of the Parsha? We chose to name the Parsha Parshas Yisro. Yisro was a great guy, the father-in-law of Moshe Rabbeinu, certainly someone to look up to and emulate in many, many respects, in many, many ways. But it seems a little bit odd that the Parsha containing the Har Sinai experience, the giving of the Torah experience, is named after Yisro, who wasn't even present at Matan Torah, who didn't even experience the giving of the Torah. What is it about Yisro that causes us, that forces us, that allows us to name the Parsha after him? And I think the answer lies in the very simple conversation, the very simple interaction that takes place in the beginning of our Parsha between Moshe Rabbeinu and his father-in-law Yisro. When Yisro sees his son-in-law Moshe sitting there for hours on end, answering all the questions of all the Jews, burnt out, tired, exhausted. He sees the lines building up, all the people waiting to get that moment with their leader Moshe. And Yisro sees the dysfunction. Yisro sees this is not how it's meant to be. This is not working. But instead of complaining and blaming and yelling, Yisro says, let's come up with a solution. Let's do something in a meaningful, concretized way to actually improve what's happening. In life, it's so easy to complain. It's so easy to blame. Yisro could have sat there as this, pretentious father-in-law and said, you know what? My son-in-law Moshe has no idea what he's doing. Yet Yisro didn't do that. He took a step back and he thought to himself, how can I contribute in a meaningful way? What can I do to help the situation? What can I do to help the cause? And that's what Yisro does. In this week's Parsha, we become a nation. And as a nation, we were bound to go through and experience hard times, challenging times, many bumps along the road. And when those challenges come, when those curveballs are sent in our direction, we have two choices to make. Either we can blame and complain other people, look what they're doing wrong and look what they're doing wrong. Or we can think to ourselves, what solution can I come up with? What positive element can I bring to the table? That's what Yisro did, and perhaps that's why the Parsha is named after him. And I can't think of a more critical and important lesson that we can all learn, not only from Yisro, but from Shira and Joey Shatzkes as well. People who spend their entire lives doing for others, giving to others, caring for other people. That's who they are, that's what they are. For as long as I've known Joey, not only during COVID where he saved who knows how many lives, and Shira certainly standing there right by his side, his essence, their essence, everything they are, and everything they stand for. How can I give for others? How can I do for others? How can I make a positive impact in the lives of others? And it should be in their zchus, in their merit, that Shira bas Devorah Leah has a Refuah Sheleima very, very soon, in the merit of Joey, in the merit of Shira, all the chesed they do, all the positivity that they exude for everybody else. Have a good Shabbos.